Hey, what if Russia's gas cash cow just keeled over one day? It's 2025, and those pipelines pumping billions into Moscow's pockets are starting to look a little rusty. Europe's bailing, sanctions are biting hard. Welcome to Tinderbox Talks, where we wrestle with the sparks that could shake up the world. Today we're digging into this. Can Russia keep rolling without its gas exports? How big's the hit? And could they pivot or just flop? Grab a seat. Let's figure this out. Alright, let's set the stage. Russia's been the gas king for ages. They're sitting on the world's biggest stash, 38 trillion cubic meters, says BP's latest. Back in the day, they pumped out 700 billion cubic meters a year, kept Europe toasty and their budget fat. Pre-2022, gas and oil were 60% of exports, $230 billion, and a third of government cash. But then Ukraine happened. Sanctions slammed in, Nord Stream's kaput, and Europe's down to a sliver of what it used to buy. Gas was Russia's steady paycheck. Could they survive if it vanishes? Let's break it down. So how much dough are we talking? Gas exports hauled in $65 billion in 21, part of that $230 billion energy pile per World Bank. By 24, it's a different vibe, down to $25 billion, maybe less, with Europe basically ghosting. Russia's budget's $330 billion, energy's been a third, so $100 billion or so now. Gas alone used to be 15%, $50 billion. Now it's more like 5 to 7%. Oil's stepping up, $180 billion in 23, but losing gas carves out a $40 minus $50 billion hole. War's eating $100 billion a year, per SIPRI. Sanctions froze $300 billion in reserves back in 22. That's a tight squeeze for this bear. Why's the well running dry? Europe's the biggie. They used to gulp 150 billion cubic meters a year from Russia, 40% of their gas, via Nord Stream Ukraine pipes. Post-22 crashed to 20 billion by 24, says Eurostat. Germany's off Russian gas. LNG from Qatar, US. Norway's up. 50 terminals humming by 26. Green energies in wind, solar jumped 20% in 24, per BNEF. Russia's turning east. China's getting 38 billion cubic meters via Power of Siberia, up from 10 in 21. India is at 15 billion, $10 billion bucks, but it's chump change next to Europe's old $40 billion. New pipes take time. Power of Siberia 2 years out, $100 billion price tag. Gas isn't flowing like it used to. What's keeping them afloat? Oil's the heavy lifter, $180 billion in 23, 40% of exports. But India and China cap it at $60 a barrel, down from $100 in 22. Coal's a trickle, $15 billion. Gold, wheat, $30 billion combined. Nice, not game-changing. Budget needs $250 billion for the basics. War's $100 billion. Pensions. Roads, another $150 billion. IMF guesses. No gas? That's a $40 billion gap, 12 to 15% cuts across the board. Inflation's at 8%. Lose gas, it's double digits, shelves empty. Reserves are $400 billion, down from $650 billion pre-war. But sanctions block loans. China might toss a lifeline, cheap gas deals, but it's a favor, not a fix. Can they switch it up? Sure, kinda. They've got options. Arms sales, $10 billion in 24. India, Africa love 'em, could climb. Fertilizer steady, $12 billion. World needs food. Tech scrappy. Cyber hustles bring quiet cash. Domestic gas, 450 billion cubic meters, could heat homes, factories, but it's not export money. Problem is, gas was easy, $50 billion without blinking. New pipelines to Asia? Power of Siberia 2's 50 billion cubic meters won't flow till $3,100 billion build. Economy's flat, 1% growth in 24, down from 3% pre-war per IMF. Sanctions choke tech, chips, rigs, slowing any shift. Putin's banking on grit, but it's a grind. Here's where it stings. People. Gas rigs slowing means jobs thin. 1 million in energy, ripples to 5 million, per Rostat, 20% of workers. Pensions, $70 billion yearly, barely cover bread. Cuts hit hard. Sanctions mean no Western gear. Prices up 20% since 22, meat's $10 a pound. Wars drained cash. $300 billion total sunk in Ukraine per UK Intel guesses. Rural Russia, 60% of the land, leans on gas towns. Lose that, it's lights out. History's tough. 90s crash after Soviet fall. 30% poverty. This isn't collapse, but it's close. Grumbles could turn to shouts. Could they tough it out? Maybe. Oil's a cushion, $180 billion real. China's a partner, $20 billion gas now. Maybe $50 billion by 30. Reserves buy time, $400 billion, 2 years at current burn. Gold, arms, $20 billion more, tops. Budgets, $330 billion, lose $40 billion. It's 12% less everything. Schools, roads, not just guns. Inflation spikes, reserves drain. China's loans come with hooks. Putin's dodged worse, 14 sanctions, 98 defaults, but gas was the spine. Without it, they're not dead, just wobbly. Could limp along or stumble hard. What's the fallout? Europe's fine. Qatar, US fill the gap. But Russia's east pivot gives China leverage, cheap deals, long contracts. Global gas prices dip. Russia's out. Supplies up. Ukraine war? Less cash, slower fight. Good for Kiev, maybe. Putin's clout? Shaky. Gas was power. Without it, he's loud, not loaded. Long haul, green tech cuts fossil demand, 20% less by 35, IEA says. This tinderbox isn't flaming out. It's smoldering, and the fuel's running low. So, can Russia survive? Some say yeah. Oil, grit, they've been through hell. Others? Gas was the glue. Lose it. They're shaky, not sunk. Me, I'm just tossing it out. This tinderbox is dry, and the pipes are creaking. What do you think? Russia pulls through without gas, or takes a dive? Hit the comments. Debate it with us. Team tough, they'll grind it out. Team trouble, they're toast. We'll shout out the sharpest takes next week. This is big. World's shifting, and you're in on it. That's episode 9 of Tinderbox Talks. Russia's gas lifeline, flickering out. If you're hooked on these global wildfires, smack that subscribe button. More's coming. Next week, we're jumping into another hot mess, so don't bounce. Catch you in the comments. Keep this blaze alive.